All right. Good morning, everyone. I hope you all had a good ride this morning. I know I did. I saw the comptroller strolling around City Hall. He said he had to walk today or he would have been on the bike. I'll leave it up to you if you believe that or not. I am excited, really excited to be here with you all to celebrate National Bike to Work Day. I want to thank Director Sharkey and BMC Executive Director Michael Kelly for all their efforts in organizing this year's Bike to Work Week celebration. I also want to thank MTA Administrator Holly Arnold, along with our chair of the Mayor's Bicycle Advisory Commission, John Lowry, and all of our members. Our Human Resources Director, Quentin Herbert, who, as you can see, did not bike to work with us today, but we're going to make sure he's there next year. And the Office of Sustainability Acting Director, Ava Richardson, who did bike with us today, for all of their efforts. I want to thank all of our downtown partners for supporting us today, Downtown Partnership of Baltimore, the Waterfront Partnership. And I want to give a very special shout out to Lanice Stevenson, who represents the community, led Baltimore Bike Week, and the great Nia Ray Jones of Black People Ride Bikes for all their incredible work to promote biking, sustainable transportation, and a healthy in more ways than one sense of community right here in Baltimore. And lastly, I'd like to extend my appreciation to all the employees and personnel who have worked so hard to make this year's Bike to Work Week events a success. Today, we celebrate the 25th anniversary of Bike to Work Day events in Baltimore City, which is something I think we should be excited about. We can clap. Clap for Bike to Work Day. Bike to Work Day is held each May in cities throughout the United States and Canada to promote cycling as a viable option for commuting to work. Our Bike to Work Day celebrations have been a bit different these past 2 years, obviously, and today I'm excited that we can finally celebrate together as we encourage residents to consider biking as a sustainable transit option. In Baltimore City, we are committed to making our transportation infrastructure accessible for everyone. That's why we created the first ever Complete Streets Manual to ensure that the city's infrastructure is planned, designed, and constructed so that all residents, not just those who drive, can get around our city safely and efficiently. And this work is something that we will continue. One of my top transportation priorities has been the completion of the Greenway Trail network. The Baltimore Greenway will create a 35-mile loop that directly links more than 75 Baltimore neighborhoods. This trail will be a shared resource for the entire city and will serve a diverse collection of residents who live outside of our traditional investment areas. Of the 35-mile concept, over 20 miles already exist. The city and our partners are working to implement trail construction along the remaining Greenway gaps. I am confident that the completion of this trail will transform existing communities and improve mobility and accessibility for Baltimore residents. And as we celebrate a Bike to Work Day, I encourage residents to consider biking as a viable option for commuting to work and wherever else that you need to go. Not to mention, and even more importantly, a good way to participate in a healthy lifestyle and build community with folks in your neighborhood and your family and across the city. Following Bike to Work Week, DOT is launching a new ride website for commuters which will have resources to make sustainable commute easier, including information about biking, scooting, taking transit, or carpooling. You have my commitment as mayor that we are working to accommodate all users of transportation system to increase the quality of life, safety, accessibility, and mobility for the residents of this city. And I sent him a little video this morning, and I know he's a little down about not participating. I want to say that I wish my good friend, our Councilman Ron Dorsey, a speedy recovery from his shoulder. We did bike past his house this morning to make sure that he felt a little bit included in the bike ride as well. And I want to say thank you and turn it over to Director Steve Sharkey. Steve?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I really appreciate everything that you do as the mayor. Back 2-3 years ago, do you guys remember that it was Bike to Work Day? Now it's Bike to Work Week. And not only that, is the week before Bike to Work Week now Bike Week in Baltimore? It's pretty amazing that not only is the city, there's also a grassroots efforts by many bike advocates to get out there and have lots of events surrounding bicycles. So exciting to see that, and thank you for coming out today to have a mayor to actually ride with us today. It's so awesome, and that's, the mayor cares. Just wanted to thank all the same people that the mayor just thanked. Holly Arnold, Michael Kelly from BMCA, John Lowry, Quentin Herbert, Ava Richardson, Downtown Partnership, Waterfront Partnership. It's really amazing to see the support for multimodal, safe roads, safe streets in Baltimore, and especially Lenise Stevenson, Baltimore Bike Week. It's just so cool, so many events, and there's still even more next week. So it's definitely a great way to enter in to start bicycling and learn about how you can help the environment as well as help your waistline. So just definitely a fun way today to go here. One more plug as well is the T-shirts. Upgrade on the T-shirts, everybody. This year we got the high performance. So awesome. Thanks to whoever made that decision. I guess BMCA, looking so good. So thank you. And also, I would be remiss if I didn't really thank the whole DOT team, especially Meg, Matt, Theo, Alicia. We got a great bike team, great transit team, just really working hard. It's not like, you'll see them out everywhere on a bike, so I'll be riding sometimes. There's a couple times I was at a happy hour, rode one way, and then there's Meg at 9 o'clock at night. She's riding the other way. So, truly awesome folks. So I'm just excited about the continued success of this event. I really enjoy it. It's my hope that Bike to Work Day will motivate residents to try alternative modes of transportation, and we look for future ways to safely connect with the world around us. Now I'd like to introduce John Lowry, the chair of the Mayor's Bicycle Advisory Commission.
Morning, everybody. Let me thank the mayor and thank Director Sharkey. Mayor, you are really lucky to have Steve Sharkey as the DOT director. We have a lot of work to do, but he and his team are working really hard for you and for the city. And I wanted to give a special shout out to Matt and Meg at DOT, my partners who are just working so hard every day getting the job done. So thank you very much. I also want to give a little shout out to Baltimore City Rec and Parks, who's not directly here today, for their work promoting cycling for Baltimore's young people and for recommitting to be good stewards of the city's really extensive and extraordinary trail system that serves bicyclists, but also walkers, runners, and cyclists and hikers. The commission that I chair, which has 12 terrific citizens and agency representatives, is charged with promoting bicycling in Baltimore, and especially the addition of high-quality bike facilities. That means wherever possible what all the experts say we need, which are protected cycle tracks like the one we just rode down on Maryland Avenue, or the big jump over I-83, the Jones Falls, which not only separates bikes from cars, but also connects the resources and the people of two great neighborhoods, Remington and Reservoir Hill. This requires planning. This requires planning, including adopting and following the city's bike master plan that we're updating this year. And it also means resources. Resources is just another word for money. And we need resources, money from local, state, and federal sources. These facilities just won't build themselves. And I want to point out it's not just bicycles. We now have a nationally recognized scooter system, thanks to Meg and others. And we're adding bike share e-bikes for people who prefer those to scooters. I think there are some over here. I asked Meg to clarify this for me. We have approximately 120,000 scooter trips a month, right, Meg? 3,000 of these scooters and bikes on the street every day, 120,000 trips a month. And since inception, get this, ready, over 2 million scooter trips. Imagine how many people that is. And we have a program to facilitate people of limited means to ride scooters to mitigate the cost. Those people are riding scooters at a rate, Meg, 3 times? 3 times the average. These are for enjoyment and for exercise. But in a city with longstanding transit challenges, they are an essential part of our transportation network and therefore essential for job creation and economic development. I have to say, I've been chairing this commission for a bit, and prior administrations have gone a little too slowly for me, but I have high hopes for this one. Mayor Scott has talked about his commitment, which he's had from the beginning of his administration, to the Greenway Trail network. If we finish and connect that loop, much of which already exists, we'll have a truly national model for an urban street and trail loop that connects 75 neighborhoods. It will provide pedestrians and cyclists a high-quality, safe resource for exercise, for better health, and again, an important connector to connect people from their homes to their jobs. Funds are available for the Greenway Trail Loop through the federal ARPA program, and I would urge us to commit them to that purpose, among others. I also want to say one other thing about the bicycling community in Baltimore. This community reflects the diversity of this great city. A few months ago, the Commission's annual awards program recognized Black People Ride Bikes, founded by Shaka Pitts, Nia Ray Jones, and Milt Sharp. Nia is here. She's been recognized as an organization to introduce cycling to Black residents of Baltimore and beyond. And the Commission also recognized Anaya Bates, an 8th grader at Commodore Rogers Middle School, who competes in the all-female, get this, Patterson Park mountain biking team, where her nickname is Hill Killer. So we do not have to get people to ride bicycles. People are going to do that on their own. But we, all of us, need to provide good bicycle facilities on street and on the trail so people can do that safely. And nobody can do that but the city. So today draws attention to the challenges, but also the opportunities. We should rise to the occasion and take advantage of those opportunities. Thank you very much for being here.
All right. Thank you very much for that, John, and thank you for all your leadership on the commission. We'll now hear from our MTA administrator, Holly Arnold.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Holly Arnold. I'm the administrator of the Maryland Transit Administration. I'm really excited to be here to join Mayor Scott, Director Sharkey, Executive Director Kelly, Chairman Lowry, and all of the cycling and transit enthusiasts here today. I'm so glad we're able to celebrate here in person to celebrate Bike to Work Day. Bike to Work Day has a special place in my heart for a whole variety of reasons. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but those of you who bike to work regularly know there's just nothing like that feeling of getting charged up for the day because you started it with a bike ride. I think it comes as no surprise that many of MTA's riders, many of our employees, enjoy bicycling as part of their daily commute. On a personal note, I enjoy bicycling both for the physical benefits and for recreation, and I'm currently teaching my daughter how to ride a bike, so it's really exciting to me. So I'm committed to making bicycling easier for MTA riders because I know the power that bicycling has to change people's lives for the better. First and most obviously, Bike to Work Day exists to encourage people to get out of their cars and onto their bicycles. But it also presents a great opportunity to show how we can combine bicycling and transit to allow more people to get to more destinations without depending on a car. For those of us in public transit, it's our job to get you to your job, to school, to shopping, entertainment, and other destinations to take full advantage of life's opportunities. And bicycling is an excellent addition to everyone's commuting options. So whether you ride your bike to work or for fun, you're choosing an environmentally beneficial and physically beneficial form of transportation, and one that complements the services we offer at MTA. In recent years, we've made great strides in improving that connectivity between transit and cycling. Last June, we announced that full-size bicycles could be taken aboard all MARC trains on all 3 lines at no added cost. What's more, we've expanded our policy to allow personally owned e-bikes and e-scooters weighing less than 50 pounds on all of our modes. So now every day can be Bike to Work Day, no matter which mode of transit works for you, whether it's MARC, light rail, metro subway, or our local bus. In fact, today we have a display with an actual bike rack from one of our buses. Patrick McMahon, who's our huge bike advocate at MTA, is here, and he'll show you how to use it, and we encourage everyone to test it out. That way you're comfortable using that bus bike rack on your next commute. We also have a really great partnership with Baltimore City, working very closely with Meg, and we're working to install corrals for dockless shared scooters and bicycles at a variety of our locations. We've installed 11 corrals as part of the North Avenue Rising project, and we're adding them at a dozen other rail stations. These help to reduce the likelihood that scooters end up in the path of pedestrians, and they make it really easy for transit riders to have one place to go to have access to a bike or scooter when they finish a trip that they started on transit. We've also worked really closely with Baltimore City to install and open a cycle track on North Avenue between Maryland Avenue, the North Avenue Light Rail Station, and Mount Royal, connecting those key pieces of bicycle infrastructure. It also connects via Maryland Avenue to a new bike boulevard on 20th Street, another great partnership, another product of that great partnership between Baltimore City and MDOT-MTA as part of the North Avenue Rising project. We worked with Baltimore City to add over 13 miles of shared bus and bike lanes that can be used by experienced bicycle riders and help to improve the travel time and reliability of our bus service. Building those connections between bicycling and transit is a key objective for MTA, and we're always on the lookout to make ways to have transit work better for our customers. So, as you can see from the many MTA staff who bike here today, linking our transit services to bicycling facilities and finding ways to strengthen that connection are our key goals. So I'm glad that we could be part of the celebration today, so happy Bike to Work Day and safe riding.
All right. Now we will hear from Office of Sustainability Acting Director Ava Richardson.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I want to thank Mayor Scott and congratulate the Department of Transportation on an amazing Bike to Work week. I can't really think of a better way to start my day than through a bike through Baltimore City. As we celebrate Bike to Work Week, we have to acknowledge that there are a lot of benefits to biking across the city, including health and environmental benefits. And during the pandemic, we saw a surge in biking and bike purchases nationally, as well as more people biking across the city. Though biking has many benefits, again, for the environment and public health, there are barriers for marginalized communities to begin biking. As many of us opt for 2 wheels instead of 4 or more to get to work, to get to school, or to run errands, it's essential that we can do so safely. Data reflects bicycling infrastructure is not always evenly distributed, leaving Black and Latino communities more vulnerable to traffic incidences and fatalities. Many bikers and pedestrians may not feel safe biking or walking across the city. For that reason, protected bike lanes and trails foster safer biking experiences and safer walking experiences for pedestrians. Luckily, here in Baltimore City, we have an amazing, dedicated group of planners, nonprofits, such as Black People Ride Bikes, as well as Bike Baltimore, and city leaders working to close these gaps and advance the city's bike network for your safety. If you have been thinking about getting into biking or biking across Baltimore, now is the time to do so. And I want you to know that you have a huge community of enthusiastic cyclists to lean on for tips for safety, the best routes, trails, and protected lanes, and bike shops in the city. A great way to start is by putting on a helmet and checking out the monthly bike party rides that happen the last Friday of every month, or find a group such as Black People Bike to bike with. Or you can find a friend and check out many of the beautiful trails across the city, including Druid Hill Park, Patterson Park, and Lake Montebello. Stay safe while biking, and as a reminder to drivers, please slow down, yield to cyclists and pedestrians, and do your part to make the streets safer and more accessible for those on wheels and on foot. Thank you very much, and happy Bike to Work Week, and thank you to all the partners that supported this amazing week in getting everyone together.
All right. And now we will hear from the most important people that we'll hear from today. Our representatives from our community. We'll hear from first from Lanice Stevenson, and then Nia Ray Jones from Black People Ride Bikes. Ladies.
So I don't want to thank the same people. I agree with everyone that they have thanked so far, but my name is Lanice Stevenson. I started the Tuesday Night Lake to Lake Ride 3 years ago at the height of the pandemic. And as a doctoral scholar at Hopkins, I wanted to be able to address chronic loneliness for a lot of our residents, and then accessibility. And so I decided to partner with organizations like Black People Ride Bikes, Baltimore Bikers, and scores of others, forget people's names, to be able to provide an opportunity for people who look like us to be able to come together in an environment that made them feel welcomed, valued, supported. And what I found was when I said, hey, let's do this Tuesday night lake to lake ride, they were like, we're down with it. But a lot of people came out, they didn't have bikes, they didn't have safety equipment, they didn't know how to ride bikes. And so we said, okay, well, we're gonna teach you how to ride bikes. We're gonna make sure that we partner with people like Meg and Matt and Baltimore DOT to be able to provide these opportunities for you. And so in the last 3 years, we've increased our community ride on Tuesdays from about 50 people to over 200 people. I think that's a round of applause in itself. But I'm gonna tell you a very, very quick story. I'm a street rider. So I ride road bikes from Druid Hill Park over to Lake Montebello and then downtown. And when we first started riding, we were riding the street and we were being safe, but the cars around us were not. And people like Meg, people like Nia said, Lanice, we can partner together, bring our resources so we can create bike lanes for you so you all can ride safely. I cannot tell you the difference that those resources made for us. Again, kids were coming out to ride with their parents. I mean, the whole family was coming out, so the kids didn't have helmets. They provided the helmets for the kids. They provided the water bottles. And so these are things that we often don't get to hear about or talk about. And as a result of that, we have more avid cyclists that have gone well beyond our community to go out. And now we have people coming from Pennsylvania, coming from DC, and all of the surrounding counties just to ride with us on Tuesdays. And so something that started from just a pandemic has now become something very big. So I want to thank Nia from Black People Ride Bikes because she was an integral part of the mission. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nia Ray Jones, as everyone has said. One of the co-founders, along with Shaka Pitts, of Black People Ride Bikes back in 2019. And one of the reasons why we started this organization and some of the things that Lanice brought up was that there was a void, and there was a void within the bike community and within Black neighborhoods that we were missing from that conversation. So we started the organization to make sure that our voices were heard, to make sure that people like us within the community were also being able to use cycling as an avid way to stay healthy. So we work with kids, we work with, people who think, like just yesterday, we went on a ride and I had two people that had never rode on a road. They were terrified to do it and they finished a 20-mile ride. So, that's why we do it. So I'm extremely thankful to do the work, to have such a great nonprofit and basically do something that I truly love and truly are passionate about it. So, yeah, so thank you.
Thank you, ladies, and thank you for all that you do. And Lanice, one of these days I'm going to be able to have some free time to do the lake to lake ride. Last, we will hear from our Human Resources Director, Quentin Herbert. Mr. Director.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good morning, everyone. And as you can tell, I didn't ride with the mayor this morning. I'm what you might call a novice, as you can see. But it is such an exciting time to see all of our residents and employees engaging in the various Bike to Work Week activities, especially by riding their bikes to work today. Today, along with Mayor Brandon Scott, Director Steve Sharkey from the Department of Transportation, our other state and local stakeholders, the Department of Human Resources is pleased to have the opportunity to partner with Trek Bikes of Baltimore to raffle 10 Trek Marlin 5 bikes to 10 lucky Baltimore City employees today. We want to thank Trek for partnering with the Department of Human Resources, our wellness team, and supplying each of our winners with a helmet to match their new bike. We know that according to the World Health Organization, 60 to 85% of the population of the world does not engage in enough activity. That makes physical inactivity the fourth leading risk factor for global mortality. Commuting by bike, even if only for 1 or 2 days a week, can make a significant contribution to wellness. In fact, adding 30 minutes of daily cycling saves, on average, $544 per person in annual medical health costs. We also know that cyclists miss less time from work, are more engaged, and are up to 52% more productive in their workspaces. So we know the benefits of cycling. The cycling raffle is one way that DHR's wellness program is ensuring that our employees maintain a healthy lifestyle while giving them the tools and resources that they need to succeed. I want to take this opportunity to thank the DHR wellness team for all the work that they do in promoting healthy life choices for our city employees. I also want to thank Mayor Brandon Scott for not only advocating for employee wellness, but as you can see this morning, he actually models it for our employees. And I want to thank him for his leadership. Well, this is the moment that we are all waiting for, to announce the winners of our Trek raffle.
All right. No, I'm
you
gonna
want-
do it. Yeah,
you
I'm gonna
got
do
it,
it. Yeah.
Mr. Mayor.
So, it's all of these, right, Mr. Director?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here we go. The winner of the first DHR bike raffle is Quentin Herbert. No, I'm joking. It's Bakari Height from DOT. The second winner is Carla Nunn from DOT. The third bike goes to Connie Pierce from the Parking Authority. Number 4 goes to Dominique Spencer from HCD. For those who don't know, that's Housing Community Development. Number 5, Gloria Ann Bartos from the Enoch Pratt Free Library. 6 is to Jamar Rain from DOT. You might as well come take it, Jamar. I mean, you standing right there. You standing right there, man. Go ahead, get on that bike. Let us see how you look. There you go. The next one goes to Keith Brooks from DPW. Lisa Gold from DPW. Teresa Dugan from the Enoch Pratt Free Library. And last but certainly not least, Vicki Lawson from the Baltimore Police Department. Congratulations to all of our winners. I'm stealing the director's talking points here. The DHR wellness team will reach out to you, except for Jamar, obviously, in the coming days to coordinate getting your brand new bike. Again, congratulations, everyone. Thank you, Baltimore. Thank you for celebrating Bike to Work Week and Bike to Work Day here in Baltimore. And let's all continue to stay healthy. And with that, we will take some questions if you have any. Senior? Hold on, he's going to cut you on, Senior. And I guess, Senior, before you ask, because you might ask this question, if I have a Preakness prediction, early voting shall win the Preakness states. That's the mayoral prediction. Early voting shall win. That's the horse that I'm betting on.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to say, as a lifelong athlete yourself, why was it imperative for citizens and certainly young people to see you actually engage in the biking today?
Well, it's not uncommon for them to see me do that, but I think really it's about showing folks at a larger level the benefits of biking. That biking is a viable option. We have to grow in our thinking and thinking that getting to work or getting to where you need to go can only happen by car, right? I know there was a time where bus and subway was the only way that I got around, or my good 2 feet. And we know that we have to build a better infrastructure in the city, but we also have to dig deep, as you heard, into the cultures of our community, especially in our black and brown communities, who often folks who ride bikes and folks who may be afraid, folks who just need to learn. And we can do that by showing them they can do it and then reaching into the communities to help them out.
Speaking of your own 2 feet, I've had the privilege to follow you from Baltimore to D.C., but in the car.
That's a good walk.
What's the objective? How far do you hope people will take this endeavor?
Well, it's really about how they can keep themselves healthy and work every day at doing that and making sure that they can ride as much as they want, run as much as they want, scoot as much as they want, walk. It's about people being physically active, because when you're the best in the best shape, then you can be the best you.
You answered my last question. I have one off topic if you're amenable.
You're good. Go ahead.
Just want to know about crime and violence in the city, if you'd be willing to speak to that.
Yeah, listen, we know it's a top issue. This is why we continue to press on it each and every day. We're going to do that. The police department has seized almost 900 guns already this year, which is an increase from last year. You and I talk time and time again about the great work that our detectives are doing in closing more cases, putting more people. You can see that information being put out every day. We are not going to rest until we are making sure that people that are committing these things are held accountable and preventing them in every way possible.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.